So if you do a right leg forward, and I have a right leg forward, we're gonna start this activity with a drill called modified sticky hands. Our right hands, the back side of our right hands touch. Left hand is gonna go right under the chin. We're gonna do a circle, and my job is to feed Sensei Arvind an attack to his shoulder like a game of tag. I wanna try to tag his shoulder. In response, he's gonna be sensitive to my attack, and he's gonna make me miss the shoulder with his lead hand. So, sensitivity, the skill shows up through relaxation. He's gonna be tense once he's sensitive to the cue. So you don't have to be relaxed the whole time. You're gonna find yourself being more successful if this arm and my arm are relaxed during the circle. And then when I feed the drill, he can do what he needs to do to shoulder roll, make his arm strong, make me miss. However, our hands stay connected as we do several in a row. So I try to get him, I miss. I can change the power, I can change the speed of the attack and see if I can make my partner highlight this ability called sensitivity. So now the drill is not me versus Sensei Arvind, can I tag his shoulder? The drill is, can I change something to cue his sensitivity to be highlighted where he knows to move his shoulder? All right, would you close your eyes? His eyes are closed, how's he gonna do? He's gonna do pretty good, I bet. I try to get him. All right, open your eyes. All right, let's do point sparring. Close your eyes. How's he gonna do? Not so good all of a sudden, right? You can open your eyes. So what is this highlighting? It's highlighting the fact that when your bodies are close enough to do close quarters fighting, there's gonna be limb connections all over the place. When your bodies have connections, now you are cueing on sensitivity. Grappling arts, trapping arts play a lot in this connection of limbs. And so you can do those arts with your eyes practically closed. The tighter you get, the more entangled you get, the less vision is required. If I get sand in my eyes and I can't see, I'm gonna wanna find that person. I wanna get connected with them because I know that I don't need my eyes to feel what's going on. You can feel a tremendous amount through a small connection, right? So this drill is highlighting that. So here's what's next. We're here with our chambered hand under the chin. I'm feeding the circle. Sensei Arvind's front hand is the messenger. It's feeling through the connection and telling his back hand when to block. So he's gonna block my attack with his back hand. He knows when to do that because his front hand tells him. So I'm here and I'm being sensitive and I'm ready with my back hand for the attack. Boom, it's here. Do you see the other hand? It doesn't go down here. When he feeds the attack, if you feed the attack again, the other hand comes here and it's gonna load and I'm gonna enter my footwork with a back knuckle strike. So now I'm trying to disguise my entry of footwork behind my trap or my block and my hit. That's what the hit is designed to do. It's not gonna win the fight. I'm not trying to win the fight with my backhand, I'm trying to disguise my entry. So now it looks this way. Both feet enter. Bad example would be when I trap, I only enter with my front. Now, the deception is, it looks like I'm in trapping range, but if I try to knee him with my front knee from this position, I'm too far. So the real secret is, whether I'm in trapping range, is the distance of my back foot. So real quick, if I do the trap, both feet enter. If my back foot has entered, my front knee can find him, okay? So, let's do it from the beginning. We're here, the hand that hits turns into an S hook, and I S hook the neck, and I skip up and I do a front knee strike to the body. One more time. Trap, right hand back knuckle strike, right hand hook, right knee strike. It's a right dominant exercise. We're starting with a circle, he's gonna feed and I'm gonna cue off of his attack. Here, left elbow, the left hasn't had a turn, rises. Now look, my elbow is up, my hand is at my chest. And then I'm gonna keep my S hook on the back of his neck because I'm gonna practice striking to the back of the head with my elbow or the tip of my forearm. And since it's to the back of the head, I wanna make sure there's a little extra margin so there's no accidental elbows to the back of head, right? So now we have right back knuckle strike, right knee, left elbow at the end. That's our move. So, arms in fighting, as we get close range, there's 3 relationships in which your arms can be established. One is both outside to outside, right? Next, we both have one on the inside of the limbs. And the third is I've got 2 on the inside. This is what we always like. Close quarter fighting, I want 2 on the inside. Not too often my partner will let me have 2 on the inside. They always fight for 1. This is fair. We both are in the same exact position. This is fair. This is unfair, right? So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start on the outside. Then we're gonna transition one-on-one. We're gonna transition back to the center. And we're gonna transition back to here and then back to here. When we hit this beat, one of us is gonna be the attacker. So let's just walk through it. I'll be the good guy. And since Arvind is just modeling bad guy positions, we might be here, we might be here, maybe a clinch. Then we come back to something that's this relationship. And then here, when we find ourselves here, this is the time that cues me to apply my series, right? And we go back, and maybe now since Arvind's time, and he goes to the inside, and we're just a little hand fighting. He takes the center, and he goes back out to here, and he goes to the next one, and it cues him to shoot that in. And he goes through his series. All right, so we have a little bit of a pattern of movement, of arm change, that we're gonna start to recognize. We've got the outside, and that just cues our entry series. So in self-defense, we have our recipe, right? First ingredient, move, block, don't get hit. Then we go to closest weapon, closest target. Then we add more power. We take them down the direction they want to go, and then we end strong. That's our general, everyday working recipe. However, if I want to get to trapping range, I need to be able to hopefully work through and avoid kicking range and punching range, because they're obstacles to trapping range. So in my 8 directions of movement, he feeds an attack, I can go backwards, sideways, forwards. If I'm interested in trapping range, I want to avoid backwards moving. It takes me farther away. It puts me in kicking range, it puts me in punching range. If I move sideways, same thing, I end up in punching range, kicking range. Which means that if I want to go to trapping, I want to go forwards when he goes forwards. This seems risky. It's speeding things up. You gotta be good and comfortable with fighting to speed things up, right? As he initiates his attack, he's anticipating a certain speed of rhythm of the conflict. When I change directions, I speed it up. I go twice as fast. And if they're not ready for that, that puts me at the advantage. So now I can go straight into him, I can go forward left or forward right. Let's put a right leg in front for our drill. So now, for our drill purposes, we're gonna take a look at how do we enter straight in as somebody comes at us. So if I'm the defender, the first thing I'm gonna do is put my hands up so high that my hands are as high or higher than my head. This eliminates any need for head blocking. I've taken something that's very complex. Do I need to do a head block, an inside block, a down block? It made it simple. All I'm gonna do is down blocks pretty much no matter what. So I'm in this position, right? If he does a front hand, which is what we're gonna drill today because it matches what we've done. Let's say he does a front hand punch to the face, left hand drops. Let's say he does a front hand to the body like a shove, front hand drops. If he does a kick, same thing, it doesn't really matter. But as soon as he does a movement, I move forwards and my left hand's coming down on whatever's coming my way, right? Since my left hand was my trapper, go ahead. Right hand is my hitter. Back knuckle strike. I like to do palm strikes. Bang, right? Just because it's a soft hand, I can make sure my partner's safe. But then I'm right into where we were before. So all we're doing is moving around, and as soon as he attacks, I'm just timing his entry with my entry. As soon as he has any hint he's coming in, well, I want to come in also on the same moment, down with my left, hit with my right, and it doesn't really matter what they do. However, we're going to feed right hands today because that matches the drill. And then we're into our series. This takes the most advanced concept of speeding it up instead of slowing it down, and it helps us avoid blocking and hitting, and it puts us into the person who does all the hitting. Left jab would be the same. If he does his left, bang, I'm still doing the same thing. It's not going to take me into our series because now it's awkward. It would take me to something else, but I've still entered. He raises his leg up to kick, and I'm like, boom, I'm in before he can kick. It doesn't really matter. Let's say he does a looping punch. I don't need to down block it, I just need to connect. I really want to hit him with this one, my back knuckle strike. I'm just making sure that as he enters, whatever's coming in my way is picked up by my left hand coming down on him. This is my closest weapon to the closest target. I want to use this one. If he feeds the other hand and I go this way, I'm in business. I'm just doing my other side. Now, building upon the requirement. What we've just done so far is the extent of the requirement. So now let's have a little fun and we'll put a little bit on the end. So we're in this position since the Arvind is going to feed his front hand. I'm just cueing on that. I have my entry, my knee, and my elbow. Now from this position, the elbow that's on his head, that arm extends out, palm up. Then I'm going to change sides. I'm on this side of his body. I want to be on that side. Two ways to do it. I could walk myself around, or I could clear his head to the other side with my arm doing a down block. I'm going to do a little of each. As I walk and I clear his head, I end up on the other side. Now my hand hooks his neck. I continue to walk around the back side. The free hand makes a fist, placing the fist on the very center of his back. Push and pull. So now he needs me for standing. Let's pick it up from the beginning. We're here, here, and here. Open the hand, palm up, clear to the other side, hook, and push. I'm right behind him, I can hold him up. Now here's what's next. The hand that's on the hip line is gonna swing out and underneath his shoulder. So from the hip, under the shoulder. Then he needs me for standing. So I leave, I get out of the way, but I have an underhook of the shoulder, and then I push his head down where I want it. So now from this position, a simple step over his head, we can take the arm, lying arm lock if we want. We could strike if we want. We got lots of options. So the drill's gonna look something like this. To here, swivel and push, underhook, get out of the way, push him down, and then you can arm lock, wrist lock, punch, you got whatever you want.